Hi guys, my name is Sabrina, and today I wanted to talk about some of my top whole food based protein options that I use throughout my diet and throughout the year. These are just things that I really enjoy. I find them very filling. Again, the focus here is on high protein. I'm also doing a bunch of other videos on high protein snacks and different freezer options. So these are more of the refrigerated or non-refrigerated whole food staples, focusing on high protein. So the first one is tuna, and I have some tuna here. um, Basically, you get different amounts of protein and calories depending on the portion sizes, of course. So this first one's actually 90 calories and 20 grams of protein. This one is 120 calories, 24 grams of protein. And tuna is something that is just really versatile. So you can throw it in with some vegetables, you can make it into a tuna salad. Obviously, because it's canned, it's something that holds up well. It's just a great option to have. The next couple ones I don't have on me because it'd be a little weird. But the next one I would say is chicken breast. And of course, chicken breast is fairly ubiquitous, but about 4 ounces tends to have like 20, 25 grams of protein, and even more versatile than tuna. I enjoy them in a stir fry, sometimes with a tomato sauce, all different kinds of ways. So chicken breast is definitely another staple for me. Similarly, lean beef. I used to not eat much beef at all, and I think that's just kind of my upbringing and not something I was exposed to very often. But recently, I've sort of rediscovered 93% or 96% lean ground beef. Obviously, that's going to be less fatty, so it can be a little bit drier, but 96.4 tends to be about 140 to 150 calories per 4 ounces and about 24 grams of protein. So it is a great protein source, very filling. I also enjoy fish, and again, this is a pretty large category. Some of my favorites, though, are tilapia. That one's got a really good, it's generally a pretty low calorie fish for how much protein you get. Salmon tends to be a little bit fattier, sometimes higher calories, but is delicious and is one of my favorites as well. So that's fish. And the next one, I do have a visual aid. And this, people might argue whether or not it's whole food, but it's just deli meat. This particular one is honey ham, and it has 50 calories for 8 grams of protein. So those are the meat portion of the whole or more whole food high protein options. Okay, so the next category is sort of dairy, and it would be absolutely ridiculous to hold an egg, but it's not ridiculous to hold egg whites. But those are kind of two staples. Lots of times I like to mix egg whites with whole eggs just so I can get some of the fat from the egg and then kind of fill it out with egg whites, which is basically pure protein. Serving is 3 tablespoons, and that has 5 grams, and that's great for omelets, for all kinds of different things. And yeah, I love my egg whites, no problems there. Okay, the next two I also have visual aids for. This one is just string cheese. Light string cheese tends to be a pretty great high protein option. I think this one is from Aldi, and it is, I believe, 50 calories and 6 grams of protein. So that's a nice option. There are lots of different kinds of cheese, but another one I enjoy is this Lucerne Dairy Farms fat-free mozzarella. And apparently, fat-free cheese is controversial. I like this one in particular because I think it melts pretty well and it also tastes good. So I don't have any controversial feelings about it. I like it. I like it when I can find it. And the macros are amazing. So that's probably also a big reason why I like it. It is 45 calories and 9 grams of protein for a serving. So this is pretty amazing and has really allowed me to enjoy cheese more in my life. But cottage cheese is another great one. I think that one is also divisive. It's funny to me that foods like cheese are divisive, but cottage cheese, usually I get a 2%, and that is 13 grams of protein for half a cup, which is a serving, and tends to have about 80 calories again for like a 2% cottage cheese. And then another one I really enjoy, I tend to drink almond milk, but if I want a higher protein option, Fairlife milk is incredible. For 2%, it's 120 calories. For fat-free, it's 80, and both have 13 grams of protein. So Fairlife's milks, they tend to be ultra pasteurized, and so they're able to get a higher protein count in the milk, which is amazing, and it's really tasty. Another option in the dairy category that I feel very passionately about is Greek yogurt. My favorite brand is probably Fage. It's just really thick and rich, and has a great consistency that I enjoy. So one container of 5.3 ounces is 80 calories, and then it has 16 grams of protein, which is really amazing. I use this as an ingredient sometimes in other things, but also just to eat on its own. So I also buy the Friendly Farms, the Aldi brand, non-fat plain Greek yogurt. This also has some great macros. It's got 16 grams of protein for 90 calories. You can find the Chobani non-fat. I enjoy those as well. I usually have like 6 different types of Greek yogurts in the fridge at any given time, but definitely a staple. You can use it to make lots of different recipes, or you can enjoy it with fruit, granola, whatever you like. So my last two staples that I have all the time have to do with lentils. So I have a prop. These are lentils from Trader Joe's, and they're really great because the only ingredients are lentils, salt, and a couple of spices. And for half a cup, it's 120 calories and 10 grams of protein. And I usually make soup out of this. That's one of my primary ways to use these particular lentils. But you could also, of course, make a different lentil salad, mix it with all kinds of things. So I think lentils are really tasty and pretty underrated. Okay, last up is lentil pasta. So this is something that has become more popular, I feel like, in the last 5, maybe 10 years, I'm not sure. But this idea that you can take different legumes and that kind of thing and turn them into more functional pasta. So this one, for example, is the yellow lentil brown rice pasta. I get it from Trader Joe's, and the ingredients are yellow lentil flour and organic brown rice. And one of the reasons this is such a good option is because it's more of a complex carb. That's something that we don't often see in some of the prepackaged pastas that we get from the store. So for a serving, it's 190 calories, but it's 14 grams of protein. So it's a really nice high protein option, especially if you were to pair it with lean ground beef or chicken breast or whatever it might be. And then the other nice thing about this is that it has a decent amount of fiber. It's got 3 grams of fiber per serving. So you can find different kinds of pastas made out of lentils and beans at basically any store. And I definitely recommend them. And I think they're a really easy option for adding to your diet. I have an allergy to chickpeas, which is very unfortunate because garbanzo beans seem to be a popular ingredient for making into pasta. Banza pasta, for example, is a popular one that I will stay away from at all costs, so I don't have anaphylactic shock and die. But that is why I like to find ones when I can that are made out of lentils. That works really well for me. All right, so there you have it. Those are some of my favorite whole foods. I know there's probably nothing too revolutionary in there, but those are just some of the staples that I really enjoy including in my diet. Most of those are all really great protein sources, and when you start combining them with other flavors and ingredients, you can really get some magic to happen. So if you enjoyed this video, remember I'm going to be doing some other high protein videos, ones that are exciting as well, and those will include snacks and frozen food. So I am looking forward to seeing you there. Thanks, guys.